And welcome back to CPAC 2022. This is day 4 out of Orlando, Florida. My name is Grace Saldana, and I'm joined by Tommy Altman, who is running for Virginia Congressional District number 2. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So how has your CPAC experience been so far?
It's been great. I was actually talking to somebody the other day, and I said the thing about CPAC that's so beautiful to me is, if you watch just the news, they tell you that there's not very many conservatives, and we're a minority and everything else. You come to CPAC and you realize that is not the case.
Right.
And so you're there with like-minded people. You understand you're not alone in this fight, and we really are. I mean, we're doing the hard work to take our country back.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about your background. Why are you running for Congress? Sure. You have a very interesting story, so I'll let you tell it.
Well, thank you. I'm born and raised in my district. So my wife and I were high school sweethearts. We've been married 20 years. We have 2 sons. And so for us, running is really important. It's very personal to us because our family lives there,
Right.
But I was also a Air Force Special Ops combat veteran. I was in prior to 9/11, and our area of operations was the Middle East. And so after we were attacked, we were the first into Afghanistan and Iraq.
Wow, thank you for your service.
Oh, no. Yeah, thank you very much. It's I tell me it was an honor to serve. And so, thank you for the opportunity to serve. But so I was the 10th vehicle to cross the berm from Kuwait into Iraq when we went in. And so I saw firsthand what it looks like to have people that don't have the same rights and freedoms that we have guaranteed to us here. And it just makes all the difference, And so I know that was really important, growing up, because I was 22 years old when I went into Iraq.
So young.
Yeah, and so, but when I came back from Iraq, I was medically separated, so a disabled veteran now. I went back home to Regent University, became an ordained minister, and my family and I moved out to Las Vegas. We helped start a church out there for 3 years. And now I have my own tattoo studio back home, which if it seems like a weird transition, my mother-in-law would agree with you. No, it's been great. And so actually my wife and I, we got into tattooing. I tattoo, she helps run the studio. But we got into that because in between our 2 sons, we actually lost a baby. And so it was obviously a devastating experience. But I got a memorial tattoo at the time. It was just such a healing experience for me. I wanted to be able to replicate that for others. And so it's been an honor to be able to walk through the highs and lows of life with people. And so, but that actually brings me back to why I'm running. People always ask me, why are you running? And that's an important, question to get out. And so for me, initially it was because of government overreach. I felt like this is something that God wanted me to do. I've been praying about it for a long time. Really didn't want to go into politics. And so I tell people, look, I didn't want to go into politics. Politics invaded my life, So with government overreach, our business was shut down, our churches, our schools, at a time when we needed community the most, our government stood in the way of that.
Right.
And so I just never expected to see that here in our country. And so it was obviously a very shocking time for all of us, but it really had a huge impact on me. And at the end of the day, I have sons, and so I will do anything to see that our next generation has the same freedoms and opportunities that we've had growing up. I believe it's their birthright, and I believe it's being robbed from them right now. And so I think it's so important. And the beautiful thing, again, coming to CPAC, talking to people like yourself, it helps you understand what's at stake.
Right.
And so I believe that we're in the middle of a cultural war, the likes of which I never anticipated. I think most of us didn't really see this coming. Certainly this last year has been absolutely crazy for all of us. And so this administration and its weakness and everything else, it's just been such a crazy thing for all of us. But what we're seeing is the left try to push the needle as far to the left as they can. And oftentimes, though, we elect leaders, on the Republican side, and they just want to be the adults in the room. Well, I think we're past that now. We really have to put people in there that do the hard work and fight and pull the needle back to something that's reasonable for the rest of us Americans, the majority, And
Right.
so that's the big part. I think that's a big part of why I'm running. We're in a battle of, good and evil. And, we have one side of the aisle that wants to tell us that truth is relative. And I'm like, there's absolute truth, And so
you know
should be
better
framed
than
around
anyone as a minister.
Yeah. So it's very frustrating because I believe our founding fathers, they weren't all believers.
Right.
But they understood the value of biblical principles applied to a society. It's woven throughout our Constitution, all of our founding documents.
Absolutely.
And so when you see that, and you see a nation that's quickly sliding away from that, it's going to change everything. Our founding fathers understood that the building principles of our Constitution, of our country, was faith, family, and freedom. And it still has to be if we hope to continue.
And what I love about your story is that you truly seem to believe in the American dream. You've lived it, you want it for your children, and you want to restore our nation. And you're an America First candidate, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. So you believe in election integrity, strong borders,
Yes.
President Trump.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic.
I was hearing him speak last night. Man, it was so encouraging.
Yes, it was.
That man can own a room like nobody I've ever seen. I've been to a lot of these things now. man, nobody's like him.
Yes.
The idea that a guy that hid in his basement for the entire election ends up winning,
right.
it's absolutely absurd once you've been in a room with President Trump
Right.
speaking. So.
And we do have to wrap this up real quick.
No,
so
you're good.
How can people follow your campaign and support it?
Yeah, go to TommyAltman.com. It's TommyAltman, TommyAltman.com. And listen, I want this to be a race not about me. This is about the people, not just the people of the 2nd District of Virginia, people of America. I believe our Constitution, our government was founded by the people, for the people. And it's time that the power come back to us, the people.
Retake the power. I love that.
Right.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Tommy.
Thank you so much for having me.